purpose of this show is to keep your learning brain sharp and have some fun with music. Stir crazy, let's have some fun. Stir crazy with number one.
So reach out. Let's reach out. Let's make a list together. What are some ways that you and I can reach out when we can't reach out physically to each other, to touch each other's hearts and minds with something good? We can sing. We can share our stories. We can listen to music. We can listen to others. We can learn new things. We can research. We can ask questions. We can teach ourselves, because you're in charge of your own education, and we can teach things we've learned to others. Now, who are some of the people that we can do these things with? Well, the people who are around you now in your home, you can do these things with. You can reach out to people on the phone. And you can make plans for what kind of things you'll be sharing with people, like your teachers and your friends at school, when you get back together again. I'd like to share something with you. It's a song. It's a song by a very famous musician and songwriter called Paul Simon. He's been reaching out during this time too. But years ago he wrote a song which is beautiful, and I want you to know about it. I would like you to learn this song. Here's the Paul Simon song for you. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. So you see, I sing even though I'm not a real good singer, and it's a beautiful song. I know that the kids that I sing with, love beautiful songs. So this song is by Paul Simon. So here's what you could do. You could go to YouTube or maybe your parents' record collection and find this song. Then what I'm asking you to do, this is an assignment. This is the only assignment I've given you during Stir Crazy. Go learn that song, all the words. Here's the words for the second verse. Listen. Sail on silver, child. I changed the word. It says girl, but I say, sail on silver, child, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind. Like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind. I hope that some of the things we've done with Stir Crazy have helped to ease your mind. And I hope that what you'll do is learn this song so you can help ease other people's minds too. You know, if you're from here in Red Wing, I know some of your music teachers like Mrs. Field and Mr. Gardner. Wouldn't it be fun if you could sing this song for them when you went back to school? Wouldn't it be fun if many of the students in your classroom had learned these songs, so many had learned it, that you could all sing it together? It would sound really good sung together. Wouldn't it be nice if you sang this song and recorded it and sent it to your teachers or friends or your grandparents or someone that your heart is just, excuse me, aching to see, like I ache to see you? So my assignment is that you learn this song, all the words in the song, and all the notes in the song, and then you make a plan how you can share it with others. And at night when you go to sleep, if you're worried about something, just sing this song for yourself.
Hi, this is Ryland. How cool is that? Did you know that the Guzheng, also called the Chinese zither, is a traditional instrument that can be played sitting in the lap or on a stand? The strings are plucked, pressed, poked, and strummed in different ways to make its many unique sounds. Some players wear picks on their fingertips. The Guzheng was born between 221 and 206 BC. That's about 2,200 years ago. The Guzheng is a beautiful instrument that has been loved by artists, poets, musicians for centuries, and it's known to be able to create sounds like waterfall, thunder, or even a gentle breeze. How cool is that?
Hey everybody, it's Mike, back again. Well, this is our final episode, and it's time to put it all together, okay? So what we're gonna do for this little episode here is that we're gonna play our drums or our percussion instruments or whatever you've been playing and having fun with, and we're gonna do all the different things that we learned, okay? We learned our low sounds, our high sound, okay? We learned to go to alternate, right, left, right, left. We learned to go up by twos. We learned rests. Right? Okay. And we learned I play, you play. And here's a new one for you. It's called the rumble, okay? And it's real easy and it's really fun, and you saw me do it on a couple of the episodes, but you just do this. That's the rumble, okay? We could rumble real soft, and we could rumble real loud. Okay? So those are all our fun things that we're gonna do. Now we're gonna do a big long drum circle, okay? So we're gonna play along, and we're gonna have a lot of fun, okay? But first, let's play all our different instruments, okay? I've got a little track here that we're going to use as our basis, okay? And then we're going to play our drums, we're going to play our percussion instruments, all these different kinds of things, and then we'll do our big long drum circle. So, here we go. Ready, guys? How'd you do? I bet you did great. All right, I'm very proud of all of you, and I hope you had fun. Okay, so now let's do our big drum circle, okay? We're gonna do everything that we learned. Now I'm gonna play my drum, and I'm gonna kind of be like what the track was, and you guys are gonna play all your different instruments, okay? So have a lot of fun with this, and we're gonna do everything that we learned. So remember, low sounds, high sounds, right, left, rest, up by 2, the rumble, I play, you play. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, everybody play. Everybody rumble real soft. Guess what comes next? Rumble as loud as you can go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. I hope you had fun. Stir crazy. Let's have some fun. Thank you.
Here's William, ready for another joke break. Why did the tortilla chip start dancing? Because someone turned on salsa music.
Hi, this is Anna at ArtReach, and I am going to show you some things about one of my favorite artists, Frida Kahlo. This is a photo of Frida Kahlo. So this is an actual photograph of what she looked like. She's really famous for painting self-portraits. And this is a portrait she painted of herself. So one of the things that people tend to notice a lot about her actual photos, but especially her self-portraits, is that she draws in a thicker, darker unibrow where her eyebrows kind of meet up. Sometimes she kind of draws in like a darker kind of mustache too. And those things are not typically considered beautiful for women, but that's kind of why Frida Kahlo did it. She felt that those things were unique about her, and she liked who she was. So she included them and actually even amplified them a little bit in her paintings. So Frida Kahlo was born in 1907, about 100 years ago, a little more than 100 years ago. And she was born in Coyoacan, which is a city, a town in Mexico. And at the time, it was separated from Mexico City a little bit. Now, Mexico City has grown and kind of bumped up against Coyoacan. So now, Coyoacan is kind of like a suburb of Mexico City. When she was a kid, the Mexican Revolution happened. So there were times when Frida Kahlo had to hide in her house because there was fighting happening outside in the streets. She also, when she was about 6, got polio. And polio is a disease that we don't really talk about that much anymore because we have vaccinations that protect us from it. But it causes paralysis, which means when you can't move certain parts of your body. Usually it starts with people's feet, and it's more prevalent in kids than it is in adults. Although, like I said, it's not really a problem now. But at the time when Frida Kahlo was a kid, it was still happening quite a bit. They didn't have a vaccine. They didn't really have good ways of treating it. So polio will cause paralysis especially like your legs and your feet don't really move right. You can't move them. You don't have control over them. And some of that goes away sometimes when people recover from polio, sometimes it doesn't. So in Frida Kahlo's case, she was able to move her legs again, but one of them didn't work quite right. She ended up with a limp, and it just was a little bit less developed than her other leg. So that lasted the whole rest of her life. Then when she was 18, she was in an accident riding a trolley. So a trolley is kind of like a bus, but on a train track. So that trolley was in an accident, and a handrail ended up stabbing through Frida Kahlo's body. Super scary. Other people in the accident died. Frida Kahlo lived, but she had a lot of problems because of it. So it dislocated her shoulder and broke 2 of her ribs, broke her leg, dislocated her foot, and broke her pelvis. So your pelvis is basically like your hip bones, and it's where your legs join up with the rest of your body. So that caused a lot of problems in her life, having that broken pelvis. It also is really hard for that bone to heal. So she had to stay in bed for 3 months for that to heal. She was able to get out, but was still having problems. And then they discovered that 3 of her vertebrae, these bones that make up her spine, those were out of place. So she had to wear a cast that went from her chest all the way down to her hips. And she had to stay in bed for almost a year. For 9 months, she had to stay in bed. So Frida Kahlo is stuck in bed with nothing to do. She had been going to school. She had done art. She had taken photos and done a little bit of 2D visual art, but not a ton of it. But she was stuck in bed. She didn't have anything else to do. So her mom had an easel built so that while she was laying in bed, she could have her canvas up above her. Her dad got her paints. They put a mirror in there, and she started painting self-portraits. So, like that first one I showed you, she's really famous for doing these self-portraits. Sometimes she includes animals in her self-portraits, like a bird. She did have a lot of different pets throughout her life, but sometimes she just included animals that she liked, even though they weren't her pets. Frida Kahlo said that she painted her reality, so her own reality. What was happening in her mind, in her life at that time, she painted representations of that on canvas. Here's a portrait of her with some monkeys. She has a few portraits with monkeys. She did have a pet monkey. This was that first portrait I showed you. So another thing to notice in this is she's wearing a necklace of thorns that's actually poking into her, and those are little drops of blood running down. So Frida Kahlo didn't really wear a necklace that poked into her neck like this, but she painted herself wearing it because that represented how she was feeling at the time. There's another portrait that she painted of herself as a deer. So here you can see she painted her face on this deer body. and that deer has arrows sticking into it. So this was the way that Frida Kahlo represented how she was feeling like she was under attack. Of course, Frida Kahlo didn't really have a deer body, and she never really got shot with an arrow. But this is how she depicted herself to represent how she was feeling inside. She created external representations of how she was feeling inside. So, I know you guys are in your homes and might be feeling a little bit frustrated. If you think about how Frida Kahlo felt when she was stuck in bed and she didn't really have much to do, you can maybe sympathize a little bit with her. And maybe you have your own feelings that you want to express through some visual art. My challenge to you in honor of Frida Kahlo is to create your own self-portraits. So, like Frida Kahlo, she pretty much realistically captured what she looked like, but she added some other things. She added some different backgrounds that represented how she was feeling, or places that she had been or wanted to go. She added elements like animals she liked or things that represented how she was feeling at the time. So in order to do your portrait, you're going to need some paper, a pencil, and a mirror. So I have a handheld mirror here. If you just have a bathroom mirror, that's totally fine. Just bring your paper and your pencil in there. So when we talk about drawing faces, if we are going to do an observational drawing or a realistic drawing, something that we're seeing in front of us, that is different than symbolic drawing. So a symbol of a face would be like this little smiley face, right? But my face doesn't look like that. It represents a face, and it can show, a smiley face is happy, frowny face is not so happy, right? We can show emotions with these little faces. But I want to challenge you to draw your face, draw a self-portrait based on looking in the mirror and seeing your own face and where things are at in your own face. Are your eyes way up at the top of your head like this smiley face? Does your smile really go from here to here? That would be a little scary if it did. So, when you look in the mirror, the first thing I want you to look at is the shape of your face. So our heads have kind of a round part up here, and then they come down to a chin, and our chin is usually kind of a roundish part here. And then our eyes are about in the middle. So if you look at my picture right now, from the top of my head to my chin, if I divided that in half, my eyes are right there at that middle line. So they're not up at the top like my little smiley face. They're in the middle, okay? So let's draw a face together. You'll use a pencil, but I'm going to use a marker so that it shows up a little bit better for you. All right, so I drew my face shape, which is kind of like an egg shape a little bit. And then my eyes are going to go basically in the middle of that shape. Now, your face is about 5 eyeballs wide. So if you divided this into 5 sections, your eyes are about the same distance apart from each other as they are across, and that's that same distance off to the side. On an adult, your nose, the bottom of your nose, is about halfway between where that eye line is and the bottom of the chin is. On kids, usually it's more your mouth that's kind of in that middle part. Then you've got a nose, but look at what your nose looks like. What parts of it do you see? On me, I see kind of some curves on the outside. I see this bottom part. I see some kind of darker shadows. Okay, so I want you to keep drawing, looking at yourself in the mirror. Gotta add some eyebrows. On me, I've got glasses, so I've got big, some big shapes. It's kind of hard for me to do this on the side. And then your hair. Maybe your ear. Your ears usually start at the same line that your eyes go across. And then the bottom of your ear is going to be about even with where that mouth and nose kind of line up. On me, right now, I mostly see my big earrings. All right, so play around with drawing your own self-portrait. If you draw your eyes in, makes it look a little less creepy, right? All right, so you draw your own self-portrait. Show me what you got. All right, happy creating.
Thank you. 谢谢。
Moments come so fast, then they leave like that. Cherish your days, 'cause they come once. We don't know how life is. Days are fast and they come once. Sometimes it's tough to think of happy things. Always when it rains, look for the sun. Just turn your face to the sun. Put darkness behind you. Sunlight, a special thing, is truly made of gold. Close your eyes, think of the past. This could be a second chance. Those were the days where life was tough. Forget the worst and be strong. Sometimes it's tough to think of happy things. Always when it rains, look for the sun. Just turn your face to the sun. Put darkness behind you. Sunlight, a special thing, is truly made of gold. Moments come so fast, then they leave like that. Cherish your days and face towards the sun. Just turn your face to the sun. Put darkness behind you. Sunlight, a special thing, is truly made of gold. Just turn your face to the sun. Put darkness behind you. Sunlight, a special thing, is truly made of gold. Just turn your face to the sun.
One, two, sing along. Stir crazy. Let's have some fun.